Hi, Gina Brandstetter here with Stampin' Heaven, and I am here today to share with you another layout that I have created with the Brushed with Beauty Sweet Collection. Have you ever had paper that is so pretty on both sides that you want to show it off? Or maybe you've got a floral piece of paper that is really busy and you want to break up that floral just a bit. Well, I think this layout does the trick. And I'm going to talk to you about this layout, but I'm also going to show you how to cut and fold back your paper to get this design. So first, let's take a look at the left page, and I have cut it open in the middle and folded it back to reveal a color behind, so it kind of breaks up all this busyness of the florals. And I love how the paper looks like it's just folded back and bursting out with floral. All of these flowers are from the Petals of Beauty Stampin' dies, and I have used both. I have stamped some and I have used just the dies. So on this one, I used some of the paper and then I used cardstock for the layering. This one is stamped. These are stamps. I've got a lot of different little techniques used on these flowers. I do want to point out this little tag here was cut with the dies called Creative Haven dies. It's got several little tags on it. And I have tied it off with this pretty petal pink braided trim. Now, this is not part of the Sweet collection, but look at this perfect color match for it. So I had to use it on here. And I did share this in another video, how I was able to create this out of a braid. And I'll just share it again really quick. I just took a piece of the braid and I cut it off, and then you just pull it. Let me move this. I pull it apart to make it easy to pull out a strand. So then you can either use all of these, there's 3 pieces of linen, or you can use one, but it makes it a lot easier to work with if you don't want to use the entire braid. Now, this page had a lot going on, and I wanted to carry forward this same floral paper onto the next page, and I was able to do this by breaking it up in 4 sections. So it gives you a little break, and you've got 4x6 photos on the entire layout, which makes it easy. If you have more photos to share, you can add 4x6 flip flaps to add more. So rather than put a photo here, I used this textured note die to cut out a title that I printed out on my printer. And then I embellished it to bring it, because it was not 4x6 like this, to kind of keep the symmetry among all the photos. I added a little bit of florals to that side of it. Okay, are you ready to learn how to do this fold back section? It's very easy, and I will walk it through. I'm going to pull out a piece of older paper, Stampin' Up! Paper. I think it was called Nests of Winter, and I'm not even sure this is still available anymore, but this has some green stripe on the other side. And one thing to think about when you are going to do this fold out with this one, because it has the lines on it, want to pay attention to how the paper, this looks vertical this way. So I know that when I fold the paper out, my lines are going to be horizontal. So it's just one thing to look at. If you have a print on one side, for instance, the floral paper that I used on this other layout, I could have turned it any which way I wanted. It was just to determine whether I wanted vertical stripes or horizontal stripes. So the first thing you want to do to get the same cut that I did is I'm going to cut it down the center, and I am going to start my cut at 3 inches down. And for the center of this 12 by 12 sheet, I want to go out to the 6 inch mark. And I am going to use my paper trimmer and watch the measurement right here, 3. The line on my trimmer will point at the 3, and I will push it down, and that is where I will start. And I want to go 3 inches from the bottom. So I am going to go down to the 9 inch mark and stop. So I have got that piece cut. Now I'm going to turn my paper, and again, I'm going to go to the 6 inch mark, or actually I'm going to go to the 9 inch mark, because that is where this starts, at least 3 inches from there to the right edge. So I'm at the 9 inch mark, and at the top, I want my fold to be longer at the top than it is at the bottom. So I am going to start at 2 3/4 instead of 3 inches. I'm going to start at 2 3/4, and I am going to go down to 9 1/4. Now I'm going to turn my paper, and again, I'm going to go to the 9 inch mark. And this time I'm going to start at the 3 and go down to the 9. So now I am ready to open up my paper. Let me move my trimmer out of the way. And when you fold this back, you can fold the corner to the edge of the paper like that. And I would not crease it. If you want to add some dimension, leave it folded up a little bit and just attach it with some adhesive, just enough to hold it down. And there you go. See how easy that was to create? It looks like a complicated layout, but it is really not. So there is your left page. I will call it a window opening. That kind of reminds me of curtains. So I hope you enjoyed this short little tutorial on this layout. Be sure and check out my playlist for the Brushed with Beauty Sweet Collection products, and you will find more things that I have created.